Animita mananyatang majanang ita jivitang kasirang ca paritang ca tanca dukena sayutang nahiso upakamo hoti yena jatana miyaring jarampi patwa maranang ewan dhamma hipanino palana biwapakkanang pato papa tato bayang ewan jatana macanang nijang maranato bayang yatapi kumbhakarasa katamati kabajana sabe bedana pariyanta ewan macana jivitang daharaja mahataja ye bala ye japadita sabe matu wasangyanti sabe maju parayana te sang maju paritanang gajatang paralokato nabita tayate putang nyadiwa pananyatake pekatang ewanyati-nang pasalala patang puto ekamiko wamaccanang gowajo viyaniyati.
Yeah, next one. Brother Ko, would you like to share anything?
Yes, Brother Ko.
Yeah.
Yes. Just now I saw the flash, which indicates the split and separate. What does that split and separate mean? Is it for the chanting, or is it the statement? There is a separate sentence, or that
Oh, what's that? What's that?
there is a slash, and then there is a note that they say that it's a split and separate. So what does that slash indicate? Is it for chanting purpose, or is it a separate sentence? Yeah. Here the note there. There's one slash, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
actually,
that one is okay.
this is a notation. The notation that we add onto the slides for the chanters to know where to pause. Because you see from the slides, I'm sorry, not this one. Wait, let me show you the slides.
It's the intonation.
Can you see this? Is this what you refer to?
Yes. No,
Okay.
This one is more for your
Yeah. It's the same thing. Because when I was doing the video editing, I used the slides which have all this slash, but the original don't have this slash. This is when we do, because the recording is actually for the chanting class. For the chanting class, so that they know where to pause. I didn't delete it. If you want to see the original, I can send you the link to the original. Are you in the Google Classroom? You will see the you can see that we have the original slides with compilation of all the 9 suttas. Then that one without any additional marks, no notation. But these slides are actually for chanting lessons. That's why we will put on a lot of marking and indication.
Okay, thank you.
Because without the marking, the chanters very, very difficult to chant. You go out of tune. Okay, so it's not that simple. The chanting, you need a lot of practice. Even just now, especially this part, you see the tune is very, very different. Okay, actually, yes, we mentioned that when you chant, especially this part, it should be very sorrowful and should be able to bring tears to those at the wake.
Okay, thank you.
But these tears are not meant, they are not meant for grieving, to grieve. These tears are meant for uplifting the urgency to practice, to get out of samsara. Understand the difference? Okay. Yeah, we can proceed. Introduction of Salla Sutta.
Can you see my slide?
Yes. Okay, Salla Sutta. Salla means that. Here, that means the that of grief. Sutta is discourse. So this an introduction is found in Sutta Nipata 3.8, which is in the Kuttaka Nikaya, which also contains other Parita suttas like Metta Sutta, Mangala Sutta, Ratana Sutta, Parabhaya Sutta, Vasala Sutta, etc. Now, the Buddha taught this Salla Sutta for the benefit of a certain householder. Okay, his son had died. So he was overwhelmed with grief. Okay, unable to abandon his grief. The householder had not eaten for 7 days. And if the Buddha had not come in and intervened, okay, the father could have died out of starvation now, because he just refused to eat. He just go deep into grievance, okay, into depression, in grief. All right. So Salla Sutta is a systematic discursive contemplation on death in order to abandon grief. So this is a very fantastic sutta that is very, very relevant and suitable, okay, to a topic to be discussed during the wake, okay, to those who are grieving, okay, and especially if you have read the Uraga Jataka story, okay, the Bodhisattva past life, they do not grieve. Okay, even the Arahants do not grieve at the passing of the Mahaparinibbana Sutta. It's not because it's no feeling, yeah. No, it's not that. Okay, because they see things as it is with wisdom. Okay, so it's a different. That's why you see a lot of us, some of us, some people, the wife died, or the son died, or the relative died, or the girlfriend died. After many, many years, they are still grieving. The attachment is so strong. Okay, and it did happen to many, many Buddhists. Okay, and this is one teaching by the Buddha himself, that this is very, very wrong. Okay, a Buddhist should not do this and should not be attached. Okay, so let us learn about this Salla Sutta, which is very, very important. Okay, and if you're well versed in it, during the week, you can give a talk on Salla Sutta, which is very, very meaningful. Next. The 20 verses of this Salla Sutta are to be contemplated on. Okay, that's what the Buddha advises. Contemplate. There are 20 verses, 20 stanza. Note that there's another Salla Sutta. This one, there's another one having the same name found in Samyutta Nikaya. All right, or sometimes they call it the Vedana Samyutta, the arrow. Okay, the Samyutta Nikaya 36.6. This one is where we often say that there can be physical pain, but there must not be mental pain, right? Very often, a lot of Buddhists say, They can be physical pain, but not they should not be mental pain. This referring to this Salla Sutta in Samyutta Nikaya. Okay, so when shot by the arrow of physical pain, an unwise person makes matter worse by piling mental anguish on top of it, just as if he had been shot by 2 arrows. So a wise man only feels the sting of 1 arrow only. Okay, right? So this is the arrow of Salla Sutta having the same name. But this 20 verses is found in the Sutta Nipata, is another part of the Nikaya. Okay, so they are quite similar but different. Okay, next.
อนิมิตามนาญาตังมาจานังอิตาจีวิตังกาสีรังเจปาริตังเจตันเจดุเกนะสายุตัง
Okay, verse 1. Nimitta, you all know nimitta, right? Especially those meditators, yogis, nimitta. Sometimes nimitta appears. Nimitta is actually means sign or indication or omen or cause. Animittang means no sign, with the A, no sign, signless, without a sign, or unindicated, okay, no indication. Anyata means known or understood, okay. Ananyatang, unknown or not possible to know. Macha is a man or a mortal. Machanang means mortals. Okay, mortals means human beings who can die. Either means here, but here normally it means in this world. Jivitang, life. So machanang either jivitang, the life of mortals or the life of human beings in this world. Animitang, anayatang, machanang either jivitang, unindicated and unknown. Unindicated and unknown is the life of mortals in this world. Okay. Next we have kasirang, difficult or miserable. Cha means end. Paritang is protection. It's insignificant or very trivial or very brief, very limited. Tang is him, her, or that. Dukkena means with suffering or sorrow. Sanya means perception or mark or recognize. Samyutta means connected or combined or bound together. From the word samyujati, to be combined or bound up or beset. Go kasiran cha paritang cha tang cha dukena sanyutang. Okay, means life is difficult and brief and bound up with suffering. Okay, that's the meaning. Life is difficult and brief and bound up with suffering. So the whole verse here means animitang anyanatang machanang ida jivitang kasirang cha paritang cha tang cha dukena samyutang. Unindicative and unknown is the life of mortals in this world. Life is difficult and brief and bound up with suffering. Okay, here unindicative here means there is no sign. Okay, like there's no sign that a person is going to die. Okay, no sign at all. Okay, you won't know that you are going to die. You won't know. Some very few people will know that they are going to die. Okay, remember that recently the YB from Pahang, they go on the plane, private plane, and then got the plane got to crash onto the road. Okay, and everybody and the body will explode into pieces. Okay, the life of all, I think about 8 persons inside. Okay, and the car, just imagine the car on the road hit by an aeroplane. How many? Have you ever heard a car on the road hit by an aeroplane? Died. And a motorcycle. The motorcycle is the most cruel one because I saw the video clip, you know, where the person is on fire, you know, the motorcyclist is on fire until the whole body like charcoal, crawling, you know, away from the motorcycle. Okay, of course he's screaming and shouting, you know, for God lah, to help. And it's so cruel lor, to see the person die. How to save? Cannot save already. Okay, it's actually literally burned alive. You know, the motorcyclist is actually burned alive, you know. Okay, the others is all exploded lah into pieces. The recent incident. So there's no sign when you're going to die, and it's unknown. We don't know. We know death is certain, but we don't know when it will appear. Okay, many of us take for granted that next 5 years we will still be around. Next 10 years we will still be around. Okay, who knows? 1 week later we may not be around. So it's very unindicative and unknown. I will add this. I think I prepared some notes on this. Unindicative and unknown is the life of mortals. Okay? So life is so difficult and it's so brief and it's bound up with suffering. Always remember the purpose of Salla Sutta, discourse on the dark of grief. Okay, the Buddha taught this to the householder so that the householder can overcome the grief, understand that death is inevitable. Okay, don't grieve. Okay, because that is the fact of life. Whatever is born must die. We have to understand that. Next.
Nahi so upakamo hoti yena jata namiyaring jarampi patwa maranang ewan dhamma hipanino.
Okay. Okay, so verse 2, na means not negative. He means indeed or because. So is he or there. Upakamo means ways or means or approach or expedient or device. Ati means is lah, is, to exist or to be. So the word nahi, so upakamo ati. What it means is indeed there is no means. Okay, indeed there is no means. That's what it means. Then we have the word yena, whereby or because of, jata, born or a reason. Then we have jata, those who are born, miyare, death, na miyare, not die or escape death. Not die means escape death. So yena jata na miyare means whereby those who are born can escape death. Okay, so the first half of the verse, nahi so upakamo ati yena jata na miyare. Indeed, there is no means whereby those who are born can escape death. Okay, so there's no means. Once we are born, we will need to die. Every day we are dying, in fact. Every day we are dying. Okay, we call it decay. Then next one, we got jara, is decay or OH. Api is N even. Patwa is comes from the word papunati, means having attained. Papunati is to attain. Patwa means having attained. Maranang, death. Jarampi patwa maranang, having attained OH. Having attained even OH and death. Okay, having attained even old age and death. Okay, next one we got Evang means thus or in this way. Dharma means nature or truth or doctrine. Pani is a living being. A living being. Panino, those who are living beings. So Evang Dhamma Hi Panino. Thus indeed is the nature of living beings. Okay? And what is the nature of living beings? Cannot escape. Cannot escape what? Cannot escape death or inevitable. Then we have Maranang Ewang Dhamma Hi Panino. Thus, all living beings must indeed die, meaning death is inevitable. So the whole stanza for verse 2 is Nahi so upakamo ati yena jata na miyare jarampi batwa maranang ewang dhamma hi panino. Indeed, there is no means whereby those who are born can escape death. Even having attained old age, death is still inevitable. So even you live to 100 years old, you still have to die. You can never, no one can ever live forever. Okay, so that is verse 2. Verse 3.
Palana biwa pakkanang pato papa tato bayang ewang jatana macanang Nijang maranato bayang.
Pananang means fruits. Pala, come from the word pala, fruits. Eva, like a S. Pakanang means ripen or decay. Pato is in the morning or right early. Papatanang means falling down. Bayang is fear. So pananang, eva, pakanang, pato, papatanang, bayang. Like the ripened fruits, there is the fear of falling down earlier. There's a fear, when the fruits ripen, it will fall, right? But there's a fear that before it really ripen, it may even fall. Okay, so Ewang means it thus in this way. Chatanang means those who are born. Macha is a man or mortal. Pachanang, mortals, we come through. Nichang means opposite of anicca, permanent. Maranato is death. Bayang, fear. So Ewang, Jatanang, Machanang, Nichang, Maranato, Bayang. In the same way, mortals who are born have the constant fear of death. Okay, so the whole verse here means Pananang, Iva, Pakanang, Pato, Papatanang, Bayang, Ewang, Jatanang, Machanang, Nichang, Maranato, Bayang. Like the ripened fruits, there is the fear of falling down earlier. In the same way, mortals or human beings like us who are born have the constant fear of death. That's verse 3. Okay.
Yatapi kumbhakarasa katamati kabajana sabe bedana pariyanta evan macana jivitang.
Okay, so understand it. It's very, very meaningful. Verse 4, Yata means just as. Api and even. Kumbha is a water pot. Kumbha karasa, a person who makes water pot, a potter. Kata, or come from the word karoti. Kata is past participle, done or made by. Batika is clay or soil. Bhajanang is a bowl or vessel or a container. Matika Bhajanang is earthenware. Okay, earthenware, things made from earth or clay. So Yata Pi Yatapi kumbhakarasa kata batika bajanang, just as earthenware made by a potter. Okay, so the other half is sabe, all or entire. Vedana is division or disunion, or here it means shattered, broken into pieces. Pariyanta, the end or the limit or the border, that means end up. Vedana pariyanta, end up shattered. So sabe, Vedana pariyanta, all end up shattered. Okay. Evang, thus in this way, Machana, mortals, Jivitang, life, Evang, Machanang, Jivitang, even so is the life of mortals. So here, in conclusion, verse 4, Yatapi kumbhakarasa, kata matika pajanang, sabe bedanang pariyanta, Evang, Machana, Jivitang. Just as earthenware made by a potter will all end up shattered, even so is the life of all mortals. That's verse 1 to verse 4. So we can proceed to verse 5.
Daharaja mahataja ye bala ye japadita sabe matu wasangyanti sabe matu parayana.
So verse 5 is, the word dahara is actually a boy. With the long A is dahara is a girl. But here dahara, in this context, it means the young ones. Okay, young boy and young girl. It means both, the young ones. Cha means end. Mahanta here means great or big or extensive. Okay, so Mahanta here in this context means the grown-up, the grown-ups. So Ye is who or which. Bala is the foolish ones. Pandita is the wise ones. So Dahara, Cha, Mahanta, Cha, Ye, Bala, Ye, Cha, Pandita. The young ones who are foolish and who are wise. The grown-ups who are foolish and who are wise. So the young ones and the grown-ups, the foolish and the wise. Okay, that means the young ones who are foolish and who are also wise, the grown-up who are foolish and who are also wise. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, Sabe means all, Machu is death. Machu Vasang is the power of death, the sway or influence of death. Pachu Parayanang is the subject of death. Here actually means are destined to die. Yanti is who or which. So Sabe, Machu Vasang Yanti, Sabe, Machu Parayana, all come under the sway of death and all are destined to die. So the whole full verse 5, Dahara Cha Mahanta Cha E Bala E Cha Padinta Sabe Machu Vasang Yanti Sabe Machu Para Yana. The young and the grown-ups, the foolish and the wise, all come under the sway of death and all are destined to die. Verse 6.
Te sang macu paritanang gajatang paralokato nabita tayate putang nyadiwa pananyatake.
Tisang means to them or they. Machu is death. Machu paritanang or Machu parayana is the subject of death. Gachatang, gachati, go to. Para is other or another. Loka means the world. Para lokato means the world beyond. So tesang machu paritanang gachatang para lokato means when they depart in death. When they go in death, when they say bye-bye. So when they depart in death, that's what it means. So the next part is na, same negative. Pitu or pita, father. Tayati means to protect. Tayate means can save. Putang means son, his son. Nyati, yatina hotu, remember? Idami nyatia, relative or kinsman. Yandake, relatives. Va means all or either of. Pana means and yet, but on the contrary, moreover. So na pita tayate putang yati va pana yatake. It means na pita, no father. Tayate can save. No father can save his son. Or no relative can save their relatives. That's what it means. So verse 6 in full. Tesang macu paritanang kacatang para lokato lepita tayate putang nyati va pana nyatake. No father can save his son, and or no relative can save his relatives when they depart in death. The last verse, 7.
Pekatang ewanyati nang pasalala patang puto ekamiko wamaccanang gowajo viyaniyati.
Pekatang, seeing or looking at or stand watching. Yever, even, also or just. Nyatinang is relatives. Pasa means seeing. Okay, it can also mean sight or flag. Okay, pasa is seeing. Pasati is to see. Okay, lalepatang. Lalepatang is lamenting or tearful and wailing. Putu, putu jana, remember? Putu is individuals or separately, or men or beings. Pekatang yever nyatinang pasa lalepatang putu. While relatives stand watching, tearful and wailing, men are seen. Okay, that's what it means. Next part, ekang is one, eko is one. Ekang eko means one after one, means one after another. Ver, either or ever, like as. Macha is a man. Machanang is mortals. Ekang eko va machanang. Just as mortals or just as men, one after another. Okay, so the second part of the verse, go means ox or cattle. Vaja means fit to be killed or slaughtered. Vajo is to a slaughterhouse. Viya is like or as. Viyati means to be led to or to be carried off. Okay, to be carried off means to be carried off to death, meaning dying or departing. Okay, so go vajo viya niyati means being carried off just like cattle to a slaughterhouse. Okay, so the whole of verse 7 is Pekatang eva nyatinang pasa lalepatang putu ekang eko va machanang ko vajo viya niyati. While relatives stand watching, tearful and wailing, men are seen being carried off one by one after another, just like cattle to a slaughterhouse. Okay, so we have another 13 verses. We will be in the next sharing. So total of 20 verses. So do you know that cattle or cows have emotions quite similar to human beings. If you see cow being led to a slaughterhouse, they become very depressed. Okay, and you can see the tears coming out from their eyes. Okay, it's very, very sad. Okay, so it's just like, you leading the cattle to the slaughterhouse. Okay, same thing. Relatives stand watching, and the man, tearful, wailing men are seen being carried off one after another. That means people will die one after another. Okay, so there's another 13 verses. And once we finish all the 20 verses, I will make a summary and you'll see the whole picture. Okay, what the Buddha is trying to teach us, how to abandon grief. Okay, not to grieve. Okay, but use it as a basis, as a platform, okay, to stir the samvega in us, the spiritual urgency to practice. Okay, because all of us will have to die one day. Whatever is born will die. There is no escape. It comes in a package. So people who are grieving years after years, to what the Buddha said is, they are all bala, foolish, stupid. Okay, because they cannot see the true nature of life. The true nature of life is death. And after death, it's just a momentary, it's just a moment between one life and another life. Okay, even you hold on, the person will be reborn in another life, Okay, and he cannot remember the past life. Very few people can recall the past life. Okay, it's already reborn. Unless we reach Arahanthood, then no more rebirth. End of suffering, out of samsara. Or attain sotapanna, maximum 7 lives, or even less. So with that, I wish all of us will learn and practice what the Buddha has taught us, reflect on the 5 daily reflections, so that to remind us and to stir up our emotions of shock and dismay that life, we are living a life of delusion. And through all this contemplating, hopefully we can wake up. Hopefully there will be some awakening, and for us to practice the path. Thank you.